What is up, Nerd Nation? I am about to trade some sealed Pokemon cards for someone's basically childhood collection of video games. Roll that intro, let's get into it. So to give you an idea of like what's going on, I have a booster box of Evolving Skies. I've had this up for trade for a while on Facebook, and I've done some other trades, but not as many of them felt like was worth doing a video. They were good trades, but just nothing like that exciting. It was just like good trades value wise. And I had someone reach out to me, and it seemed like a pretty good trade. On my end at least. And I mean, he's getting something he wants, and the Evolving Skies booster boxes are a lot harder to get right now because wave 1 is over and wave 2 doesn't happen for like another month or so. But anyways, so he sent me some info, and basically I was like, okay, based on everything you have, like I can give you 2 booster boxes. Well, then I went home and I only had 1 left, which sucks because I do not have one for my sealed anymore. So I will be looking for another one once wave 2 starts. I did have 1, so that will be for trade. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm really sorry, I only have 1. And I wasn't expecting him to do the whole trade for 1. But I told him I do have a lot of other stuff. So I'm throwing in a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. This is the Sylveon one, the Leafeon version of the Pokemon Center. Both of those are about 50. Then I am throwing in a bunch of Breakpoint packs. So I think there were like 10 of them in here. I got these when Family Dollar was doing packs for $4 or $5, and I still have like probably like 60 of them. I've been including them in trades as well whenever like I need a little bit more value. They're old and people like old, and I don't really want to open any more Breakpoint. It's an okay set, but it's just, I have what I want out of it. And then I am throwing in, I didn't actually count them, but some dollar packs of Unbroken Bonds. I mean, I have a bunch of them. When I went to Dallas, they had a whole bunch available, and so felt like this would sweeten the deal. It's Unbroken Bonds, great set, so I figure he would like that. Finally, I am trading one of the Costco boxes that they've been doing with the Eevee lunchbox, some Eevee promos, and 2 Pokeballs. I think that's about a $40 value. Breakpoint's about a $50 value, and then about $10 to $15 in dollar packs. So overall, it is about $3.15 roughly is the value. It's actually a lot more now that I'm like saying it out loud than I realized, but I think you'll see this is going to be like a really good trade on my end. So I'm going to be getting a GameCube with 2 Wavebirds, 2 Wiis with controllers, 10 Nintendo games like original, I think 6 GameCube games, 2 Wii games, and then like a miscellaneous assortment of other random games. So Xbox 360, PS3. I didn't really look at these. And then like 8 PS2 memory cards. So once I do the pickup and all that, I will let you guys know. But overall, I think this is going to be an incredible deal. I'm looking forward to meeting up with the guy. He seems really nice. He just started throwing in more stuff because I wasn't originally going to trade everything else that I mentioned outside of the booster box, but he's like, I kind of want everything. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the recording, if I'm going to record the meetup or not. I'm not quite to that level where I'm going to be like recording us doing the interaction. I don't know if he wants to be on camera, and I don't really want to bug him because I don't want him to think that I'm like screwing him or give him weird vibes. Maybe I'll just do like a video from up here up the front of us talking in the back of the car or whatnot. Super excited, and I will do the trade, and it'll either go to the next clip of us doing the trade, or it'll be back at the house of me going through everything. So let's get into it. So we got
right.
This is a Costco thing. I don't know if you've seen this before. It's really cool. It's like basically like Eevee themed,
Right.
and then obviously Evolving Skies is very. So
These are like what, dollar store things? Or
yeah,
whatever,
and they're all Unbroken Bonds, which is awesome set. So
here's everything here. Like that. Here's the one loose disc.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's the two Wiis here.
Okay.
Ish, right here or whatnot. Bunch of different controllers.
Awesome. Is this just all your stuff from like when you were a kid? Or?
No, this is, so I do eBay and stuff too.
Okay,
so,
okay, cool.
Yeah, and some of this stuff I've picked up through trades.
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
is stuff that's left over, and a lot of this stuff, I don't know why, but these are, I mean, that's clean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Super clean. I've had this stuff, some of these Nintendo games for over a year.
Wow.
And I never bought them, and they're.
Do you watch any of the YouTubers that do?
Who do you watch?
Basically all of them. So the video games specifically is like Phoenix Resell and Chase.
Mm-hmm. I watch Rally Roots. I watch Commonwealth Picker in Kentucky. Is it Kentucky?
Yeah.
And then Rally Roots, Chase After Right Price.
Well, so I'm an Amazon seller, so that's why like a lot of this stuff is big for me. So you're actually like, this is actually for a video.
Oh, cool.
Because so I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I used to do Pokemon cards.
Okay.
That's why I have a lot.
Gotcha.
And now I'm converting it to resale.
Yeah.
So that's where all of this is going. So.
Yeah, I do a lot of like, you know how Rally Roots does a lot of vintage T-shirts and stuff like that. So I do a lot of vintage T-shirts. This is my Instagram.
Because I sell on Amazon, I can go and buy like from video game stores, not GameStop.
Right.
So in Casey, I'm kind of screwed because we don't really have video game stores.
Yeah.
We have GameStop.
You have GameStop. We used to have, well, there's vintage stock.
They're overpriced.
They're overpriced, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you trade in a bunch of stuff and
and
get that game.
Game Nut and Lawrence, that's about it.
Yeah, and then like you see Chase get all these deals from whatever that major or whatever that in place that's like a Walmart up there but smaller.
Yeah.
He gets all these
Meijer.
deals. Yeah, Meijer. I'm like,
so Meijer has pretty good Pokemon card deals too.
oh really?
Yeah. No, I think you'll enjoy this stuff.
Absolutely. Some of this is going to go to my nephew, so.
Oh,
that's
perfect.
all that really matters.
Yeah. What is up, y'all? So we are actually back home. I got everything laid out on the table. We're going to go over that in just a few, but overall, I think this was a really good pick. I have started to go through it and I have prices on some of it, but whenever we go over it, I'm probably going to tell you the value and all that in post. So you're not going to hear me say it, but I'll have it down at the bottom of the screen. Overall, this was such an awesome trade. I think it'll be great for me. And I think I will end up keeping a couple of things, but overall gonna be great, and let's get into it. So you can kind of see everything right now, but we're gonna kind of work our way across because I think the cooler stuff is probably more over here, excluding the GameCube, obviously. So we have a disc only of We Play and then a complete copy of, this is not going to be worth a whole lot, but I mean, it's just included, and that's what a lot of these games are. There's not a whole lot that have a lot of value, but it adds up. Next, we have Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. I think this is probably like a $15 game. So also, whenever you see this, I want you guys to know, I put the crappy games on top, or the less valuable ones. I kind of try to put them in a little bit of an order of value. So that's what, when you see all of this, you're like, oh, that's a lot of bad games. There are good games underneath. Speaking of trash games, we have Trash Pack for the 3DS. So this had cellophane over it, but it was definitely resealed. So I ripped that off because I don't want to forget later and try and sell it as new. But this is not worth very much, but it is complete. Next we have SRS. It's a racing game. It is complete. And again, I'll be putting all of the prices down below. We have Spider-Man. I was kind of surprised. It didn't seem like this game is worth very much. Spider-Man seems to be worth quite a bit on a lot of consoles, but apparently not for GameCube. Next, we have Max Hoffman's Pro BMX. This does not have the manual. It has the precautions. It looks like it does have the original receipt, so probably won't include that whenever I sell this because I am going to sell this. And I believe this was potentially Blockbuster. Yeah, so it was Blockbuster pre-owned. Next, we have True Crime. This is complete, again, with the original receipt. It's got the manual, it's got the disc. I think this is probably like a $30 or $40 game. Next, we have a hockey game. It is complete. You know, typically sports games are not worth very much. It did seem like this one had a little bit of value, so that's cool. We have BMX XXX. This does not have the manual. Again, this is from Blockbuster. Next, we have Lego Star Wars video game. It is complete. Manual's in here with the precautions booklet. This one did have a little bit of value. I don't normally look at Lego games because it didn't seem like very many of them had value, but this one did. And then we have Sonic Heroes disc only. I don't think this is the most valuable game, so I'm not sure why this was at the bottom. Especially with it being disc only, I'd be very surprised if this was the most valuable. It does have value, so, you know, I would say like, so True Crime is probably one of the most valuable and maybe the most valuable, but overall I think most of these games are like $10 to $30 games, so we are getting closer and closer, especially with this pile. I think we're getting closer to breaking even. Next, we have Assassin's Creed. This is the GameStop edition. I didn't notice this originally. It still doesn't really have any value. A lot of Assassin's Creed's game don't have much value. And we have NHL. At first, I thought this was a worthless game, but then I noticed it is actually sealed. I can sell this as new on Amazon. Still not worth very much. I think it's like worth like 20 bucks, and after fees and everything, I'll get about 14. So not really worth much. Star Wars Battlefront for Xbox One. It is complete, not really worth anything, honestly. This may end up getting like traded into GameStop to see if they'll give me any value. Otherwise, I'll take it to another game store and see if they'll give me anything for it. Or for what I do with a lot of games, sometimes I will just bulk them all together and just put them on a lot and throw them on eBay and kind of take whatever I can get for it, honestly. Next, we have Watch Dogs 2. Again, doesn't have very much value. Apparently he originally paid $4 for it. He probably got this at like a garage sale or swap meet or flea market or something. He mentioned going to the flea market here in KC pretty often. Then we have Sniper 3. This is complete. This did have a little bit of value, so I think it was actually around $15 to $19. So even since it was new, it seems like it's kind of held its value. Next, we have some PlayStation 2 games. We have disc only of Kingdom Hearts. Being disc only, it doesn't really have much value, but it's just really surprising. Every time I see Kingdom Hearts games, I'm like, oh, I found something good. Because honestly, it's a really good game, but I think they just made so much of it that it just doesn't have value. Next, we have Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy X, or 10. I don't know why I said 3. Every time I see this, I'm like, oh, we got a winner. But again, for whatever reason, this one doesn't, but it is a beautiful looking game. Next, we have Tokyo Xtreme Racer. This is in the Blockbuster case. It does not have the manual, but it did have a little bit of value. And then finally, we have Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. It is complete. I think this was $30 or $40 games, just continuing to add value to this lot. So overall, the games over on this side, most of the value is pretty much in the GameCube games, maybe 1 or 2 PlayStation 2 games, the sealed game, and then, like I said, I think the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics had a little bit of value. And next, we will go over the Game Boy and GameCube games. So we have Beyblade. For some reason, I thought this had a little bit of value. It has a little bit of value, but not really much. Then we have Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Not really worth anything. And then we have Pac-Man. It's worth like, I think after fees, like $3. We have Prince of Persia, and then finally we have Alleyway for the Game Boy. I think this one may have been worth like 15, 20 bucks. Next, we have the Platinum GameCube. I have not tested it, but I know in working condition, I think these go for about 120 to 150 range on Amazon, adding a lot more value. But then the big thing is these Wavebirds with the dongles. As long as these work, these are worth a lot. The way this works is these dongles alone go for about 80 bucks on Amazon a piece. So those are about 160. And then if it works with the controller, you're looking at about 150 and 150. So it's almost $300 right there. That is before fees. So after fees, it's probably like $250 would be my guess. Their fees, I've never found any kind of structure for their fees. So it's always just kind of a guess, but a lot of money right here. I mean, I think just right here covers basically the cost of the whole thing. It definitely does, as long as it works, I did check the open button on this and it works beautifully. This seems to be in really good condition. I just hope it works. Next, we have 2 Wiis. This one is missing the front plastic, but I actually have a ton of these because I buy these plastic covers all the time, because I would say like probably 7 or 8 out of 10 Wiis that I buy are missing this or this, if not both. And very seldom, honestly, is it missing this. So I have plenty of extra covers for this, so I'll just put that on there. These sell for, I think I list these without Wii Sports for about $149 on Amazon. So they'll probably take like $30-ish in fees. So we're looking at about 110 each. And then obviously the controllers will go with that. We'll talk about that in just a few. Then we have a disc only of Kingdom Hearts Remix 2.5. I'm not really sure what that's worth. I looked it up. It's not really worth much, and I think that's why it's top of the pile. Next, we have Madden 12, sports game, not really worth anything. Street Fighter. This one didn't seem to have much value. This may get sold in bulk. Uncharted. This used to come with a PS3. It wasn't the greatest hits, but used to come with PS3, so there's a lot of these on the market and just not much value. We have Tekken, and then we have Street Fighter. These two both seem to have a little bit of value. So the Tekken value is this The Street Fighter 4 Ultra value is this. We have Madden 16 for the PS4. This is pretty much worthless. And then we have NBA 2K17. I think this one had like, it was like $12, so after fees, maybe like $5. So sports games just not typically worth much. We have the nunchucks. They don't really add any value because those will get paired with both systems because we got two. And then we have two controllers that will get paired with system. But then after that, we have three. I think these sell for about 15 to 20 a piece, but I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just trading these into GameStop. They have a really good promo on controllers right now. I think they're giving almost like 16 a piece. You're looking at about $48 of trade-in credit, and then whenever you use trade-in credit, like you can use that later and they won't charge taxes on whatever you're buying. So really good trade-in deal right now at GameStop. Next we have the Nintendo games. These are what's likely to be added to the collection. The Platinum is in really good condition, so I may end up trading that out, but I have such a love for Indigo. I don't know if I want to give that up for the Platinum. This is in really good condition, so we'll see. That's not really going to reduce value. I think the Platinum may be worth just a little bit more, but and I know myself, I'm probably ultimately going to end up selling this anyways. So we have Heavy Shredding. I think all of these games have a little bit of value. This one definitely is going to have the least. It's worth this. We have Blades of Steel, a hockey game. Almost all of these are really good condition, and this one is worth this. Narc. No one had the guts until now. Again, really good condition. And then whenever I sell them on Amazon, I'm gonna sell it as this only. And I believe these actually sell somewhat decently on eBay. I'll have to look into it. I don't remember, but I will sell those separately. And then we have Thundercade. This game looks pretty cool, honestly. I don't have any Nintendo games. This would be one that I would consider adding, but all depends on, one, I don't have a Nintendo right now, so right now I'm not really trying to build that collection. We have Yoshi's Cookie. Oh, I thought that was actually scratched, but I think that's just part of the artwork. We have Simpsons, Bart versus Space Mutants. We have Double Dragon, pretty good condition with the case. I think this one's, yeah, this one's a little worn, but I mean, if these are worth anything, I'm sure that a little wear, it's probably still worth it. We have Robo Warrior. This one also looks really cool. Sky Shark, again, very good condition, and that's worth this. And then finally, we have Castlevania Simon's Quest. I think this is a game that everyone really likes for the NES. Hopefully it is, otherwise I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but that is worth that. And I think this was the most valuable game if I remember correctly. I think this Sky Shark was actually worth quite a bit too. I was kind of surprised. And then finally, to kind of conclude the haul, we have Tasmania. I don't think this is the one that I originally played for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it, but I love that game. I'd love to find that again. But overall, it came in the case and this one had some decent value. Did not have a manual. I'll have to look to make sure that this game originally came with the manual. I'd be surprised if it didn't. But yeah, so that's pretty much the haul. All in all, we're looking at, with all of this, we're looking at a value of this much, and I traded about this much for it. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the way this turned out. I think this was a great deal. He seems to be happy with what he got. Actually, we're gonna pause real quick because I just realized I already talked to him about this, but he actually forgot to give me the PlayStation 2 memory cards. I think there were like 8 or 10 of them. So I'm gonna be meeting up with him later today to pick those up. And what I'll do is it'll actually add some value right here. Also, the cords for this are not up here. The cords for this are not up here, but I do have them. I just felt like it just made it look extra messy. Overall, extremely happy. This is gonna be great for me, and then he's gonna be happy with what he got. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, the bell icon, you gotta ring it, everything, and I will catch you guys in another one. All right, bye.